Greetings and welcome. Thank you for stopping by here on YouTube Live at The Real Bloom from Within Love. I go by Bloomy. Welcome and thank you for joining. You guys know me by now if you're returning. I make that little joke because I do have imposter accounts, you guys. This is the platform here, but I have imposters that have created various accounts with my information on there. And so that is why I make that statement, the real, because get with it, guys. It's 2022. Anybody can download your picture, they can download your content, they can utilize your information and create a profile and a platform anywhere. Okay. It's unfortunate. It's one of the high lows of technology, right? And social media is that individuals can certainly impersonate you, okay? Creating accounts, saying things, implying things, or whatever to try to portray you in some way or to steal from you in some way. But you don't have to worry as long as you do your due diligence, stay high vibe, right? All is well, justice will prevail. Now, in terms of the title, first of all, let me say thank you to all of the returning viewers and subscribers that are high vibe. Y'all know I love you. I send you love and light, wishing you well on your journey. Always, always, always. Okay. Um, to the new subscribers, YouTube is growing actually right along with TikTok. TikTok, both platforms, I am cleaning house. I continue to clean house because I have set intentions and asked my guides to do some energetic cleaning house, if you will, to remove low vibratory people or people with ill intent um, to either expose them or cause them to remove themselves. And so we're cleaning house, but as we're cleaning house, we are equally gaining new people. So I just want to welcome you and thank you for being a part. And I hope that you find something with Bloom from Within Love that you find helpful, high vibe, beneficial to you on your path in some way. And it's various different forms, okay? Anything you need to know about me should be listed in the description box. And I invite you to go to the homepage of Bloom from Within Love and check out some of the popular videos that you may find. Okay. Now, the reason why you guys see these cards laid out because later on we're going to do a collective reading for those of you who feel guided. Okay, it is timeless. The movie The Equalizer has Denzel Washington. It is an older movie, and the theme is kind of around Denzel Washington's character was a retired CIA agent that was a trained assassin, um, to execute justice for the vulnerable, the underserved, the underheard. And he had people that he was working with in the field, a couple of people he trusted also working in the background. So the channel message collective, I kept hearing equalizer, and it's representative of justice. Okay. When you think equalizer, you think of scales, you think of something being brought fair. That was unfair. Okay. And I was listening to these mantras by Mantra, and it's dealing clearing karma. One of the statements she said was, how beautiful is it to stay silent when someone expects you to be enraged? That's a very heavy, meaty quote. I want to add a disclaimer because there is a fine line here. I feel like it's more about not being reactive to the things that people are doing and saying to try to trigger you. Okay. The buttons that they're trying to push to get you to react in a certain way. I don't feel like it is referencing you doing your due diligence. You certainly need to speak your truth. You have a right to it, especially if there's been some type of a grave injustice or violations or crime done towards you. Okay. This is not about silencing you when you need to speak your truth. Okay. Because sometimes it's because individuals have been silenced that they haven't received proper justice. Okay. How do you get justice to prevail in the 3D if you've never reported the crime? You know, how do do you know what I'm saying? So we always have a will here and you want to follow your higher guidance, but please find your own version of balance to what's being said. The overall message is about the universe stepping in for a collective of folks that has gone through some pretty heavyweight things. And let me explain. Do you see all of this swords energy that is surrounding this tower, right? All of this swords energy in this depiction of the tower, right? Look at it. The author said that this was kind of representative of what happened in 9/11. Okay, just adding like this element of water here, but essentially utter destruction here, fatality, chaos, conflict, all in one, right? Innocent lives. When we think about what happened in 9/11, you know what I'm saying? All those individuals that were involved. Okay. I have three of swords, nine of swords, seven of swords, and 10 of swords, right? All of these are swords. In this deck, we have sorrow, cruelty, futility, and ruin. So for those who have suffered sorrow, cruelty, futility, and ruin, and I'll talk about it. This could have come in the form of communication. This is the air element. So you could have been cyber stalked, cyber hacked, cyber bullied. You could have been a part of a smear campaign. You could have had people be very mean and evil and wicked towards you in their words and their communication. You could have had people withhold loving communication. You could have had connections. You could have been in third party situations with that three, where the greatest betrayal of all was with your own family member and sibling putting spell work on you and spell work on your counterpart. You could have suffered the cruelty at the hands of clergy, spiritualists, practitioners, friends and family and lovers utilizing black magic, voodoo, toxic energy, strategies against you to somehow bring some type of a hurt and harm to you. The cruelty, attempt to stress you out, attempt to essentially like this doll look, okay? By lies with this futility, by people being very strategic to frame you, steal your identity, use your information, defamation of character, use your vulnerabilities of your past um, to exploit you, have truths, all these things, strategies, sneaky energy. Okay. These could have all been people smiling at you. These could have all been people who are making kind comments on your platforms. These could have been people that, you came out of their hoo ha or the sperm, right? This could be people that's your siblings, your friends, clergy, all these folks, right? Futility, sneaky, lies, cheats, deceits, thievery, stealing from you. right? Leading to this ultimate betrayal, this ruin, okay? Universe seeing all of that the entire time. I chose this one because it's more representative of Denzel Washington's character in The Equalizer to me. Okay. He's a trained assassin. He's retired CIA, but that wisdom, that age, he is slick and quick with it and very silent. So, collective, you may not feel, depending on your situation and where you are currently in the process, you may not feel this way because you may have been surrounded by predators, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, spiritual narcissists, dark witch covens, secret societies, families that pose as Christians, but they secretly practice dark magic and been doing that against you. Okay. Lovers that were spellbound due to their materialism at some point, right? People that are jealous of you in the industry you may be in. So you could have been surrounded by all of that. I want to encourage you that instead of looking at yourself as a victim, ask yourself, why would so many be after me? Why? You must be a powerful motherfucker in the energetic world, the spirit world in some way. For that many folks to feel like they have to go to that extent, right? So hopefully that gives you some sense of empowerment because you're supported. You have a trained assassin, symbolically speaking, working on your behalf and has been, but in silence and in stillness. Like trained assassins, CIA agents and FBI agents, um, they usually are not as obvious and they allow the predator to essentially hang themselves. So, in other words, they allow the predators to a degree, because they're always watching. So, it's like to a degree, they allow these predators to rack up more shit that's going to come against them. So, they watch while the predators do the fuck shit they do, the crimes they commit, whatever those things are, to a degree. And then at that right, perfect apex moment, because they're always going to protect you, they're always going to make sure of that. So it's like at that moment, that perfect divine order timing, the CIA agent, the energetic trained assassin that has been assigned, whether this is your spirit guides, ancestors, source, ascended masters, whatever you resonate with in terms of assisting with restoring balance, okay? They come in just like home, dude. Y'all gotta watch, man. You gotta watch The Equalizer. Denzel wasn't no joke in that movie, boy. He was smooth with it. It's usually the very understated and the unexpected, right? He didn't say much. He just sat down. He did his communication in the background. He had his folks in silence and, surveillancing certain things. And, you know, but when it was time for him to do what he needed to do for the vulnerable, it was very clear. He just simply went in. And he was just like, have you ever seen somebody just walk? Like, man, you know, unlike superhero movies that we like, what I'm saying? Like the Avengers and Superwoman, Wonder Woman and Superman and, all of these various movies, Aquaman that we all, kind of like, right? They're more outward and they're more obvious, right? How you gonna miss Superman, Wonder Woman? It's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? The Avengers, when they're active, you're gonna see that they're active because they making noise, they wreaking havoc, shit happening. But the trained CIA assassin, only those that are receiving what they're doing in those moments hear it and feel it. And that's the smoothness of this thing here, collective, because you may not feel it all that supported, or you may not have the full knowledge of the 3D, but the way these trained, energetic, if you will, they're very smooth and behind the scene. When they execute what they do it. But those that are the receivers of it are the ones that sense it, see it, and feel it and know it immediately because that's what it's about for them. That's the initial thing that they're there for. Bring balance and justice to something, to the vulnerable. So they get their assignment, and then accordingly, they go. And like Denzel Washington's character, he would, the different targets. Like he had his list and shit. He used to write shit down and, and just eat his sandwich and, would just study and watch, right? And then when he gets the green light, he goes in and just walk up and go without blinking, y'all. Because it's not a discussion, it ain't even a conversation. He ain't going in like SWAT. He not going in saying, let us negotiate and yada yada. He has nothing to say. He has, he knows what his assignment is, and that's kind of just it. So, collective, understand that if this is truly and sincerely you and your story in any way, justice will prevail. Justice is. And like I said, instead of looking at yourself as a victim, because you're actually not, yes, they victimized you, they targeted you, they did some pretty heinous, insidious things. But the shift of perspective is if you have that many people, okay, um, clergy, spiritualist, family, you know, jealous lovers and jealous exes and lovers of exes. And if you have that many people, they're afraid of you. I mean, think about it like this. There's got to be something they're afraid of. It has to be. Because if you hadn't done anything other than be you, then what is it? It is fear. It's fear, it's jealousy, it's, you know what I'm saying? All those things. This is why they have had to do the things they do. So instead of feeling victimized, look at it like you must be a powerful motherfucker for that weight. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people this all the time. Narcissists are cowards. And I don't care what labels they have managed to get, names they've managed to create for themselves, and who they got on their team and their entourages and shit. Because at the end of the day, collective, it doesn't really mean anything. Start paying attention. They usually hide in the shadow and target vulnerable people. So, how powerful are they really? They hide in the shadow, they create fake, they can't even really show up as themselves. They create fake profiles, fake pictures, fake names, right? Because they are cowards. They target vulnerable, who they perceive as vulnerable. See, that's one of the downfalls, because there's usually a surprise in the end, right? So, the people who have done this collective to you or played a role, whoever they were, let me just tell you, I'm sorry. I will say, on behalf of humanity that is not awakened enough, or conscious aware enough, or hot chakra, awakened enough to offer you a sincere apology for the fuck shit. From Bloomy's heart, representing the collective source, my spiritual guidance team. I am sorry. You are way more powerful than they wanted you to know. This all served for your awakening, ascension, healing, and journey back to self love and self respect, forgiving of the self and all that participated, because at the end of the day, one word, they're karmics probably, or still hardwired reptilian brain, and practice in a lot of toxic addictions and habits, which what people don't realize is that it only continues to attract low vibratory things, whether you want to say demons, frequencies. I really don't get stuck on the lingo, because to me, at the end of the day, it's all about vibration and frequency. But individuals don't really realize that all of these behaviors and patterns and activities is attracting more and more of that into their own lives, even as they attempt to send it to divines. So you all collective are being lifted out of all of that, healed, vindicated, validated, celebrated, appreciated. Like, we're just going to add all of that, right? Through it all. That's the shock, okay? And anything sleek, sneaky, slick, and sly, you have a trained assassin doing that Denzel stroll, doing that Denzel strong in the back in the cutty cut, okay? Symbolically speaking, to watch people hang themselves, to surveillance and monitor every plan and strategy against you, to create the just right moment so that these individuals not only hang themselves, but bringing the true balance and justice that the higher realms deems fit for you. Okay. So hopefully that encourages you. Hopefully. Okay. Because I get it. I know. I used to be like irritated going on YouTube and hearing people say it's okay and blah blah blah. I used to be like and whoop whoop, and when I was in different frequencies and phases of my own version of healing and dealing with things that I went through. So I respect that. Validate how you feel. Okay, because one of the injustices is the lack of validation of your right to feel or to be heard. Okay, when there has been injustices done to you. So do what you feel that you're being guided to do, both in the energetic as well as the 3D practical things. and then just sit back. Like Denzel's characters, still in silence, knowing that you are deeply loved, you're deeply appreciated, you're deeply wanted, you belong here, you have a right to be here, you chose to carnate here, you chose a high level assignment, which people who are in low vibratory assignment do not want to see manifested. Because if it is, then it exposes the real reality beyond the illusions they've created for themselves and everyone around them. So, no, you are backed up, you are supported, they got you. Shh. Say what you need to say as you feel guided to say what you need to say. Give intention to not be reactive to the child's play of narcs. One of the things, haven't you guys ever noticed? And I invite you just to ponder on this throughout your day. Think about any toxic people who have ever been in your life, whether they were narcs or not, but just severely toxic folks, just mentally disturbed people, right? Look back in retrospect. You're going to find one common thread. There's going to be a common thread through all of them, no matter how different they are, age difference, cultural difference, ethnic difference, religious difference. There's going to be one. It's one. It's one thing. That's a common thread of all of them, whether they're spiritual, religious, whatever they call themselves to be. There's still going to be this one thread. I promise you. As you look back, you're going to find it. Narcs and anybody in that kind of frequency, they are unhappy with you being happy. And let me explain what I mean. If you are displaying any type of joy, happiness, bliss, celebratory, childlike play, whatever it is in your life, right? Haven't you noticed that when you're around these people, either they're gonna find something to pick at and pull at, right? They'll say some off the cuff, off the wall shit, like, whoa, oh, yeah, oh my gosh, that looks so whatever. Or, just, and sometimes it's very subtle, okay? Or they'll come and be negative Nancy, whatever, while you sitting here trying to be high vibe and enjoying yourself. Here they come with the glooms and doomsday, every time you're around the person, right? Or, if they're, working with you in some way because of their, like I said, that energy, they want to make it difficult because their only happiness and delight and sense of vindication or validation is in some way, it's like their children, isn't it? Because think about it, that's what children do. That's what teenagers do. That's what you feel where I'm going. Children are in that frequency because they haven't developed. So they don't have that, interpersonal, intrapersonal skill or social skill or emotional intelligence. But narcs, they can only find it if they feel like they're making something difficult. So they may be saying, oh, I want to do this for you, Whoop. I want to send something to Whoop, to your son or to your daughter or, whatever. And you go, okay, okay. You didn't even ask. You're just like, whatever, okay. Right? Then they try to act like it's not intentionally, but it is. They, play like it's so difficult. Like, oh, I sent the wrong, the wrong, what's your jiggy? Oh, could you do this? Oh, I forgot. Oh, I fell asleep. Oh, I like they'll do all these stuff to try to take you through like these obstacle courses, right? Just because they're miserable. And their only delight is in somehow trying to make something uncomfortable for you, more challenging for you in some way. Think about this. Ponder it. So, one of the best things you can do if you have already stood your ground, cut off ties, went no contact, started your healing process, working on yourself, still doing that. One of the best things you can do through it all, because you'll still go through your various phases of healing. Okay, that's a part of it. But understand that narcs are bullies. So if you have removed yourself, then the only thing that they can do is try, they can only try to access what they can freaking access, man. You know what I'm saying? So if it's social media, you feel like you love, they strategize to attack what you love. They strategize to attack what you take delight in because they're miserable. And that's the only way they can get some twisted, insidious, demonic, low vibratory, malevolent uh, sense of pleasure. That is a common trait with narcs, sociopaths, psychopaths, anyone that's in those spectrums. Or I like to say this all the time: to hell with the clinical diagnosis. Fuck that. At the end of the day, because most narcs aren't going to seek proper help, which that's the only way you can get a clinical diagnosis. Okay, that's the thing about that. That's how I feel. I'm like, yeah, that's the problem with the stats to me and my esteem is like, yeah, some, if they were forced by court or law or something to that effect and it's discovered, but on average, they're not doing that because it's everyone else's problems, not theirs, right? Everyone else is the problem, not them. So, to hell with that. You know what you experienced. Okay. So, the best thing you can do, bright souls, if this is you, and just trust me, it's coming from my heart, it's coming from my own experience. Be authentic, yes. I'm not implying to not be authentic. Be authentic. Do your healing work, process what you got to process, but live and enjoy every bit of it and shine, deflect their energy that they're sending, their distortion, because that's what they do. Hurting people hurt people, misery loves company, yada, yada, right? Isn't that the same? So live, smile, whatever your authentic self is. Set an intention and ask your guides if you feel like there's been, it's been hard for you, especially if you're in that early stages of it, to get you in your authentic vibration, the reason why they hate you to begin with. Okay? If you're silly, if you're jokey, if you're, what did you enjoy doing? Like, don't stop any of it. Let them act like children in their child's play. Let them act like the mean girls in the mean girls movies and the bullies in the teenage movies. And you know what I'm saying? Let them act like the villains in the superhero movies. Let them do it. You still have that trained assassin on your behalf, monitoring everything. So let them do it, but don't give them nothing. Don't give them nothing, y'all. I'm serious. Don't give them nothing. Do what you have to do, of course. If you need to report things like I've done, that's the secret about me this entire time. I actually kept record of all of it. That's was some crazy shit, but now I know why. I kept record of all of it. I screenshot comments, I screenshot followers. It was something I decided to do, and then to move things in different locations for those that are, hackers. I decided I needed to do that, collective. So you may be guided to do something like that. Go on your platforms, go to all and screenshot all of them. Like, pull it up, screenshot the list, right? And then, subscribers and things of that nature, those who make comments, because that may serve for you at some point. That's what I mean when I say CIA sits back, you're assassin, energetically speaking, allowing people to hang themselves because their pride and ego is going to keep provoking them to do dumb things. It's going to keep provoking them to say some nasty comment. It's going to keep provoking them to try to set someone up. It's going to keep provoking them to try to impersonate someone. It's going to keep provoking them to try to steal something. So your agents, if you will, are watching, and then you, when it's time, you'll have your stuff, right? When it's time. But outside of that, just live knowing that you're supported, okay? Live and be your normal self. They don't like seeing you happy. Well, set that intention. Well, you going to goddamn be happy all the more. Oh, they don't want to see you enjoying what you do, and whoop, ask your team to assist you and whatever fuck shit and yada yada, and keep on doing it, right? And do it some more, and do it some more, and do it some more. Because what they want to do is to get you to want to give up on your life, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, if you're bullied enough, right? If there's enough negativity put out there. Don't worry about the smear campaigns, and all of that stuff is going to be exposed, if it hasn't already, for what it is. And those that are divinely guided to be a part of your world in any way will know what the truth is. Okay. So, hope that helps. Thank y'all for stopping in and listening. Um, Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Someone else could possibly benefit from this little discussion. And we will be doing the actual reading pertaining to this topic, uh, depending on the rest of my day, either much later tonight, if I'm able to. If not, I'll try to shoot for early tomorrow morning to make sure you guys get the reading. So set your intentions if you feel like what we've discussed is for you and about you. And we'll see if your storyline comes through the reading. But at the end of the day, I feel like the guides do want to help y'all to get out of that part of the energy. Okay, yes, we have a lot of karmic energies come through. We're in retrograde energies and yada yada, right? But shifting you all from there, once you can see and sense and feel and know and understand that you've done the work, you've done your due diligence, all is well. All will work out for you. There's so many beautiful things here, collective. I can say that as a matter of factly, okay, as myself speaking on behalf of the collective, but for myself as well. Sure, we deal with that stuff, but I can promise you in this now moment, there's beautiful things, there's blessings, there's support, there's all sorts of things that are manifesting now, okay? And that is going to continue to, in spite of all of this stuff we discussed here, okay? All right, you guys, I appreciate you. Send you so much love and light. Namaste.